At the outset, I congratulate the whole team of this second season of TEDx BBAU. The first season was very successful. So, based on that, we have ventured into this second season, whose broad theme is decode, design, and disrupt. And that basically is a platform internationally recognized which provide opportunities to the student to think innovatively, design innovatively, and be a part of the solution provider to the problems which we face and take the country forward. Good morning to all the dignitaries and my colleagues present here who have devoted a lot of time to make this event very memorable, successful. In this university, we have been trying our best to provide opportunity and platform to the student so that they become the part of the journey to take the Bharat country forward to be a Viksit Bharat, developed nation by 2047. And in that context, for a Atmanirbhar Bharat, we need to think about how this process of Swadeshi, how techno-nationalism, and how economic patriotism, these feelings which Honorable Prime Minister has highlighted, be vocal for local. This whole process of Swadeshi, economic patriotism, techno-nationalism, how based on these sentiments, how based on these thoughts, we can take our country, Bharat, forward to be a developed nation by 2047. This is the broad topic on which I would be sharing my thoughts. Friends, when we say Viksit Bharat, that means few things. One, the size of our economy should be substantially large. Today, our economy is just $4.15 trillion. And when we think of a developed nation, Viksit Bharat, then we mean taking this economy forward to the size of at least $30 trillion. $30 trillion, which means we have to increase our economy, GDP size, at least 7-8 times to the present size. Enhancing GDP level means we will be able to provide better standards of life, quality of life, more consumption to the people, and in the process, we will be able to banish poverty and provide employment to most of the people. Today, we are grappling with problems like little poverty, maybe still we can say few crores of people are still living below the poverty line. Government has done commendable job to lift 25 crore of people in the last 14-15 years. But still we find examples of malnutrition, poverty here and there. So that has to be banished, number one. Still we need lot of jobs, opportunity to be created for the youth. Economic survey itself says maybe 70 to 75 lakhs of jobs to be created every year to provide meaningful opportunity to our youth. So a sizable job opportunities need to be created into our economy. Secondly, the growth is taking place. Growth is taking place, but at the same time we find the inequalities are rising. At the socially, economically, the gap between rich, poor, urban, rural, developing country, that is increasing. So how this gap is bridged? How all sections of society become participant to this whole growth process? Marginalized section of society, women representation, and therefore the growth process must be socially inclusive. So we want inclusive growth, where everyone can with pride say that I have contributed to the national development process. We also have seen the problem of climate change, global warming, environmental degradation, human intervention and requirement on this planet for resources that is increasing every day. How this planet can meet our needs. So this is another challenge. Almost 8 billion people are living on this planet. So how to meet out the rising needs of those people, that is a challenge before all of us. So how this growth process could be decoupled from the requirement of resources to accelerate the growth process, that is a real question. How our needs could be met out? What type of behavioral changes are required? What type of lifestyles are required from the people so that it becomes environmental friendly and growth process becomes sustainable and not obstructed? So when all these things are being taken care, then we can say that we will be able to move forward to the direction of a Viksit Bharat by 2047. Now, if you look at all the things which I have just mentioned, in this whole process, what is required is the innovativeness. What is required is the entrepreneurship, because the growth process has to be widespread throughout the country. And India is endowed with a lot of rich resources, whether it is the land, whether it is the availability of the youth manpower. 20% of the youth resides in India, who is very innovative. So if we look at all these things, what is required is that we need to connect ourselves to the local area. Like each area have immense potential to grow. Nature has provided enough resources in each area which, if properly harnessed, can take the country forward. And in India, India has a rich legacy of the past, whereby we used to contribute 25% to 30% of the world GDP, right up to 70-50s. But it is only during the British time that they have destroyed our local industries. They have destroyed our local culture and have promoted the culture of job seeking behavior in our youth. So this job seeking behavior of the youth, government jobs to serve their interest, and they destroyed the whole entrepreneurial spirit which existed before British rule. We all know that India was a country where each village that was known for some production of one thing or the other, and each village was self-sufficient to meet out the problems of the local people. They never faced any problem of unemployment, poverty, etc. Villages were self-supportive, self-reliant. During the COVID time, we have seen that whole supply chain was disrupted, and even now, this US-Israel-Iran war, Russia-Ukraine war, that has also disrupted the supply chain, disrupted this regular supply of petroleum, food, and many other items. That calls for, that require that require a strategy whereby how we can cope up with such type of disruptions. And that points out to the fact that what a country like India, which has a trade imbalance of $250 billion deficit, we import more than we export. Whether it is crude oil, whether it is electronic product, whether it is jewelry, gold, or toys, energy product, such type of things we are importing in huge number from different country, and as a result of this, there is an imbalance between our balance of payment. So we have to pay for this import. And as a result of this, the prices of rupee versus dollar, that is decreasing. We have to pay more rupees to get $1, 93, 94 presently. And every time it is in that way depreciating. It also results in inflation, more prices, whether it is crude oil or any other food items or other item. So this calls for a strategy on a long-term basis that how we can strengthen our domestic economy. The need is to strengthen our domestic economy. अपनी अर्थव्यवस्था को मजबूत करना है ताकि ये जो बाहर के शॉक्स लगते हैं इनसे हम प्रभावित ना हों. और ये शॉक्स चाहे कोविड का हुआ, अब ये वॉर का हुआ, ये अनसर्टेनिटी वन रीजन और दी अदर रीजन ये बनी रहेगी, ये रह सकती है. तो इसका लॉन्ग टर्म सोल्यूशन एक ही है कि हम अपनी अर्थव्यवस्था को किस तरीके से सुदृढ़ करें, स्ट्रेंथन करें. और उस जब तक ये करेंगे नहीं तब तक हम डेवलप नहीं होंगे. इसीलिए माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने ये कहा कि हमें आत्मनिर्भर बनना है. वी हैव टू बी सेल्फ रिलायंट, आत्मनिर्भर. ही फोकस्ड ऑन बी वोकल फॉर लोकल. जो अपने आसपास के संसाधन हैं उनका अब ज्यादा से ज्यादा प्रयोग करें. यदि हम अपने किसी प्रोड्यूसर से, किसी छोटे कारीगर से कोई सामान खरीदते हैं तो उससे हमारे यहाँ उत्पादन बढ़ेगा. उत्पादन बढ़ाने के लिए उसने किसी को काम दिया होगा, उसकी इनकम बढ़ेगी. उसकी इनकम बढ़ेगी तो वो कुछ सामान औरों से खरीदेगा और इस तरीके से जो हमारी डोमेस्टिक इकोनॉमी है वो पनपेगी। अभी आज क्या हो रहा है, आप किसी भी सेक्टर को देखें, जैसे इलेक्ट्रिकल व्हीकल्स हैं, मोबाइल है, एनर्जी गैजेट्स हैं, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक का सामान है, इन सारे के सारे में हमारे यहाँ मेक इन इंडिया, PLI और इन सब के कारण बहुत अच्छा प्रभाव पड़ा। बट जो हमारा अपना कंट्रीब्यूशन है वो लिमिटेड है। जैसे टेलीफोन, मोबाइल फोन बहुत बना रहे हैं आजकल हम भारत में, एप्पल का भी बन रहा है और भी बन रहे, बहुत बन रहा है, मगर वैल्यू चेन में जो ये सारी की सारी जो चीजें हैं, इनके जो इनपुट हैं वो बाहर से हमारे यहाँ आते हैं। वी हैव बिकम एन असेंबली लाइन, हम असेंबल करते हैं, चाइना से आता है, वहाँ से आता है, जैसे सुपर कंडक्टर हैं, एनविडा से, ये ताइवान की जो कंपनी है वहाँ से आता है, इंटेल से आता है, चाइना की किसी कंपनी से आता है और किसी आता है, और हम उनको असेंबल करके उनको भेजते हैं, बाहर एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं। इस सारी वैल्यू चेन में, इन दिस होल प्रोसेस, आवर कंट्रीब्यूशन इज 15 से 20%, मैक्सिमम 15 to 20% वी कंट्रीब्यूट इन दिस प्रोसेस। So things are changing, but unless and until we manufacture ourselves, unless and until we enhance the share of manufacturing sector, which is presently 15 to 17% of the GDP, government targets to increase it to 30% by 2030, वो हम चाहते हैं कि मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर का हिस्सा बढ़े ताकि लोगों को रोजगार मिले। इंडिया इज नोन एज द फार्मेसी हब, भारत फार्मेसी का हब कहते हैं, मगर जो API है, इनके इंग्रेडिएंट होता है जो, उसको हम इंपोर्ट करते हैं ज़्यादातर। उसको हम कैसे सेल्फ रिलायंट बने, किस तरीके से हम अल्टरनेटिव मेडिसिन सिस्टम, यूनानी, आयुर्वेद या कुछ और जो हमारी प्रोडक्ट्स हैं उनको स्ट्रेंथन करें, दैट इज वेरी एसेंशियल। तो हमें वर्ल्ड की वैल्यू चेन में अपना हिस्सा बढ़ाना है, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग को बढ़ाना है, एंड दिस इज द रियल क्रक्स, एंड फॉर दैट वी नीड मैनी थिंग्स। स्मॉल स्केल सेक्टर को वी नीड टू सपोर्ट इट, वी नीड टू गिव प्रायोरिटी टू स्किल डेवलपमेंट। Skilling is missing in our education system, so how we skill our youth so that this competent manpower could be provided to meet out the needs of the manufacturing sector. Only 5% of the workforce is have vocational or skilled base. South Korea more than 90%, German again 90%, more than that, Japan, USA, all these countries are focusing on skill development. So this skill development component in our education needs to be strengthened. For this innovation, we need to spend a lot of money on R&D. R&D is crucial. Our spending, R&D spending is just 0.7% of GDP, whereas the other countries are spending more than 3.5% to 4% of GDP on R&D. And most of the spending by us is by the government sector, government laboratories. So private sector spending on R&D is very little, meager. So this, how we can improve this spending, this is crucial. The research which is taking place in our universities or educational institutes, that needs to be made more qualitatively improved one, so that it takes care of the local needs. Our research agenda is not driven by the requirement of the local area. जो हमारी रिसर्च है उसका लोकल एरिया से डिसकनेक्ट है. That is more concerned about citation, paper publication, but very little to address the local problem. लोकल एरिया में ट्रैफिक की क्या प्रॉब्लम है, इन्वायरमेंट की क्या प्रॉब्लम है, एम्प्लॉयमेंट की क्या प्रॉब्लम है, रूरल एरिया में मार्केटिंग की क्या प्रॉब्लम है, स्मॉल स्केल सेक्टर की मार्केटिंग की क्या प्रॉब्लम है. These types of problems are not adequately addressed by our research. How to link our research with the local problem and how we strengthen our understanding of the local issues. Our student and our teachers, they must be fully aware of those issues. Then only they can guide the student and take the research agenda forward for a Viksit Bharat. Friends, our economy is growing at a very fast rate. We have lot many sectors. Government is focusing on advanced technologies. Few of the sector I just mentioned, like electrical vehicle, solar panel, superconductivity, hydrogen, green hydrogen, use of biotechnology, medicine, space. So these are the area which holds artificial intelligence. These are the areas which hold lot of promise for us. What we need is to take this agenda forward in a missionary mode. Most of the things today we consume, they are dominated by the MNCs, by the foreign. There is a lot of use of foreign product, whether small, soap, detergent, toothpaste, toothbrush, dresses, garment, any other item you name, it is dominated by the foreign companies, foreign product. So what this Atmanirbhar Bharat says that domestically we need to support our manufacturer, make them competent, make their product competitive, design their items very well as per the international standard. Not only through these improvement we have to increase the domestic base of these product, but we have to take this product to the international market. So Atmanirbhar Bharat concept is not to be misunderstood as a narrow concept that is we are cut off from the rest of the world. No, we are very well meaningfully connected, engaged with the rest of the world in our own interest. The only thing is that we are making the interest of India as the supreme one. Anything we do, if it takes care of the interest of India, then it is good. So it never means we are cut off from the global market. Rather, we are meaningfully integrated into the international market. And in today's global context, our integration into the global supply chain, that has to be improved. हमारा इस ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन में जैसे मोबाइल के कंपोनेंट है, इसमें हजारों कंपोनेंट बनते हैं. हम किस किस कंपोनेंट को हम अपने यहाँ बना सकते हैं और फिर इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में एंटर कर सकते हैं. ऐसी सोलर पैनल है, ऐसी फार्मेसी है, ऐसी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स का सामान है, ऐसी कुछ और सामान है. इसमें हमें अपने आप को एक्सेल करना है. यहाँ हमारे यहाँ बहुत मार्केट बहुत है, 140 बिलियन, 140 करोड़ से ज्यादा पढ़े लिखे लोग, यूथ पावर बहुत ज्यादा, पॉपुलेशन डिविडेंड वी एंजॉय, डिमांड इज देयर, infrastructure requirement is there, governance, digitalization of our economy is taking at a very fast rate. The culture of startups, incubation, that is happening at a very fast rate in our country. Youth is coming forward to innovate and provide solutions to the everyday problem. We just have to create enabling ecosystem into the process, give priority to the domestic companies and production, improve their quality, design them well, train our youth, make them skill healthy, so that we are meaningfully integrated into the world market. That is, I think, the real challenge before us, and how soon we are able to do that. And we all educational institute, especially higher education institution, have to try hard and create how to channelize this energy, how to make environment ecosystem friendly to all such type of changes, so that we uh, channelize energy, efforts, faculty and student to make Bharat, Atmanirbhar Bharat, give priority to Indian companies, give priority to certain frontline advanced technologies. If we do that, we surely would make the country stronger, and this concept of Atmanirbhar Bharat will take us forward to be a Viksit Bharat by 2047. Thank you very much.
On the behalf of all students, faculty members, core team members, and our organizing team members, I sincerely thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Raj Kumar Mittal, sir, for inspiring address at TEDxBBAU Season 2. Your words truly motivate, sir, and guided us. Now I would like to invite Professor Sanjay Kumar Dwivedi, sir, and Professor Sarthi Bagh, sir, to felicitate our Vice Chancellor, sir, with the bouquet and memento.